This is the farmhouse where I grew up, where my father grew up, where my grandfather grew up, where my great-grandfather grew up. The main house was built in 1860. We got electricity in 1943 with the Rural Electrification Act. And now what I am doing is I'm removing the majority of the 1960 updates and reverting the era back to somewhere between 1920 and 1950. I'm going to show you each room in the order that I did them years ago. While I am no more of a carpenter or a designer than any member of my family has ever been, I'm doing it to suit me and my tastes. This is the door that you see in the last frame of the intro to the Farmhouse series. I found it in an old building and I decided to reuse it. As you noticed in the intro, the door was used as the storm door for the kitchen door at that time because there was no porch. So the first thing to do was to sand it down and get down to the good wood. Then I had to do a little repair job to the frame around the original wavy glass from 1860. And when that was done, then I flipped it over and started on the other side of the door. And as you can see, there was a little water damage at the bottom, but we started sanding it, and you can see the big difference between sanded and unsanded. And eventually the whole side of that door was done, and that meant that it was now ready for refinishing. Now in this image you can see that we gave it a coat of Old Masters natural stain. And with it closed, we are putting on our standard 1x4 trim that we have in the rest of the living room. What you see here is back when we had the old rug before we took it up and put down the vinyl floor, as you saw a few chapters back. And we used the plastic rollers like we did for the bathroom to guide the door along. However, as we were working with the door, we decided we didn't really like the Old Masters natural stain, so we got out our standby, which is vintage amber shellac. Now the camera made the wood look darker than it actually is. It's not that red, not that dark. So fast forward to where the rug was removed and the vinyl floor was put down. All of a sudden that door is now an inch off the vinyl floor. That's just too high, and also it would let cold air come down the stairs because we don't heat upstairs. So I got the idea to take one of those slide-on door sweeps and I cut one side of it away and the other side scrubs against the door so that it makes a seal. That's how we ended up sealing the door against cold air coming down the stairs in the wintertime. We used Johnson hardware for the sliders. What it is, it's the hardware that is a pocket door, but they have a kit for using it on the outside of a wall, just like we did with the bathroom. And that is how we finished and installed the old outside storm door on our stairway as a slider.